Good evening, and welcome to Lohr School. Thank you so much for giving up your evening to spend some time celebrating our 4th and 5th grade musicians. I had the privilege of watching this performance earlier today, and it's hard to believe that many of these 4th graders didn't pick up an instrument until about 6 months ago. So please remember, as you watch them today, they've learned so much in such a short amount of time that I'm thrilled that you could be here with us to honor them tonight. First and foremost, I would like to thank our Board of Education. The Ewing Township Board of Education has to be the most supportive board that I know of. They never say no, and they're so supportive of our students and their desires to push themselves forward academically, musically, and socially. So I really can't thank our board enough. Tonight in attendance, I know we have with us Dr. Channing Conway, so I'd like to thank you for your support. I'd also like to thank Superintendent Michael Nitty, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Ishibashi, and with us this evening, Mr. Waddell, who is the Curriculum Supervisor for our Visual and Performing Arts. It's actually Mr. Waddell's last season with us, as he will be retiring in just a few short months. So I'd like to thank Mr. Waddell for being with us. And more than anything else, I'd like to honor our students, our musicians, the kids who leave class and do extra homework and come home and practice every night, I'm sure, so that they can perfect the performance that you're about to see. So without further ado, I thank you for coming, and I'd like to introduce Mr. Jason Price.
Thank you all for coming this evening, and we really have some wonderful music ready for you tonight. And Ms. Koala kind of hit on this. Take a minute to think back to October and what you might have heard. And, okay, now hopefully this evening you'll hear something much better, a lot more exciting. Your children have been working really hard. We have 4 pieces for orchestra ready for you tonight, so without further ado, I'd like you to please welcome our 4th grade string orchestra. Our string orchestra is comprised of violins, cello, and viola. Okay, we're gonna go hit our lights, set the mood, and we'll get started. Appropriately, our first piece we have for you is entitled My First Solo. thank you very much. We have two selections next that are both from the classical era. One is by Henry Purcell, and that's entitled Trumpet Tune, and the second is Musette. We're going to do them as a little bit of a set. And so just hold your pause in between both. I'll keep my arms up as we go, and then after the Musette, I'll put them down so you know when we finish the set. So here is Trumpet Tune, followed by Musette by Johann Sebastian Bach. So. Thank you very much. We have one more selection for our string orchestra, and that is entitled Scouts March. fourth grade string ensemble. Okay, keep the music going. We're going to bring out our fourth grade concert band. Nate, bring us on, please. Okay, our concert band is comprised of flutes, oboe. I have an oboe player for the first time in many years. Flute, oboe, clarinet, alto saxophone. One of the lucky 4 saxophonists up here will switch over to tenor next year, if they so wish. And then after that, we have a brass section, which we have 4 trumpets, 2 trombones. And in the way back, hitting stuff, is our percussion section, hitting it nicely. And hopefully just their instruments. Let these guys get ready to go. We have 3 selections for you this evening. The first one is entitled Honor and Praise. Style of music that you would probably hear at a wedding or a ceremony like graduation. And then I'll talk to you about the other ones after that. So here is Honor and Praise. Our second selection is a march. I always like to do a march with all of my band groups because marching music is where this kind of ensemble came from. We took the marching band off the street, put them in the concert hall, polished them up, and still play marches. So this is Grandioso March, and we have one more after that. Thanks. A little too soon. We have one final selection, and before I do that, I just want to do my thank yous. And first and foremost, I want to thank all of you, the parents and the families. Without your support, your children would not be up here doing the wonderful things that they are doing up here this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been a positive experience for you. I know they have really, really enjoyed it. So thank you very much for your support. I want to thank Mrs. Kowalik for all of her support. I know she's out here somewhere, so thank you. Mr. Wardell, thank you very much for your support. He's our district supervisor for the arts. Thank you, Mr. Conway, for being here. Thanks for the Board of Ed for their support and having such a great program here in Ewing. I want to thank our custodial staff for helping get our cafeteria turned into a concert hall for this evening. 4th and 5th grade teachers, I want to thank them. They're not here. Their support and patience and understanding with working out schedules and making sure your children need and get everywhere they need to be and everything they need. They're really great to work with, and we work well together. So thank you. Thank you. And finally, I want to thank our new general music teacher, Miss Miner. She's here somewhere helping out, making sure all the kids are getting where they need to go in a timely fashion. She's been a pleasure to work with, and we love having her on board in our music program, so thank you. All right, we have one final selection for you, and this piece was inspired by a Spanish armada, or Spanish fleet of ships. So thank you all for coming this evening, and here is Armada. Okay, thank you so much. Band, orchestra, thank you. You've worked so hard and you played really great tonight. You should all be very, very proud of yourselves. So let's give them all one more big round of applause. Okay, so we have to do this one more time tomorrow morning. So your children are going to head back to mine and Miss Miner's room, pack up all their equipment and their music, and then they will come back down to you. And please have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see you next year. Thank you very much. Go pack up.
Good evening. And thank you for joining us for what I am sure will be an amazing night. I had the privilege of seeing this concert earlier today, and I have to tell you, it's hard to imagine that these students just learned how to play these instruments a year ago. The talent that you're about to see speaks volumes to the talent that your children possess, to the innumerable number of hours that they spend practicing without you having to argue or coerce them or fight them. I'm sure it's easy to get them to practice every day, but you are about to see the fruits of those efforts. Before we get started, I would like to extend a very special thank you to our Board of Education. Ewing Township Board of Education is unbelievably supportive of all of our students, and especially our students in the performing arts. So I really want to take this time to thank them for all the support that they provide so that you are able to see elementary school music programs like the one that we have here at Lohr. I'd also like to thank Superintendent Nitti, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Ishibashi. Tonight I'd like to thank Mr. Jim Waddell, who is with us this evening. Mr. Waddell is the curriculum supervisor for the visual and performing arts here in the Ewing Township Schools. And it's actually one of Mr. Waddell's last concerts, as he will be retiring in just a few months. I almost said few years, in just a few months. So Mr. Waddell, I thank you for all the support that you've given to our performing arts program here at Lohr. Thank you. So without further ado, again, I'd like to thank you for joining us this evening, and I'll hand it off to our very talented and very patient Mr. Price.
Thank you, everybody. We have a lot of excellent music prepared for you this evening, and we're going to try to keep it moving. We have a lot of kind of scene changes for the groups that we have performing tonight. So I want to just get us started. Our first group is a very special group this year. It's the first year I've run this kind of group. We have a little jazz ensemble, and we have two pieces for you this evening. So I'd like you to please welcome our, what did I called you something? Leo's Jazzy Lions. Please come on out. All right, we have two selections for you this evening. Both are Miles Davis tunes. The first one is called Freddie Freeloader. So we hope you enjoy this piece. It's a real laid-back, relaxed jazz tune, kind of represent that freeloading lifestyle. So here's Freddie Freeloader. While our saxes are switching roles here, our second Miles Davis tune is a tune entitled Four. This morning I looked up where Miles kind of came up with the name Four, and he wrote lyrics to the tune, and it's about four things in life that are like important: trust, honesty, happiness, and love. So that's what this tune is about. It's really kind of happy-go-lucky tune. So here's Four. All right, we're going to keep it moving. Our next group to perform is our 5th grade string orchestra. We have 4 selections for you this evening. Also this evening, we have some special guests with us. 9 years ago was my first year here in Lohr. So the students that I started that year are now seniors and they're about to graduate. The 4 that are still playing in our program are here this evening to perform with our 5th graders. So to perform with our 5th grade string orchestra, we have Devin Cooney and Olivia Ruck. So they'll be playing with our string orchestra this evening. And then with our 5th grade band, we have Michael Montagna and Andrew Ashton playing trombone and percussion. So I'm really excited to have them here tonight. It's kind of a really cool thing to have them back after starting them 9 years ago and to have them still playing and doing really great things both musically and in their life. So let's bring out our string orchestra. So Sydney, bring them on up. The first selection that we have this evening is by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. It's a 2-part piece entitled Serenade and Dance. It's based off of 2 other popular works by Mozart. The first part, which we'll be performing this evening, is called the Serenade, is part of Eine kleine Nachtmusik, which you've probably heard before. And the second part is part of a divertimento, but we'll be playing the Serenade. So here is Serenade by Mozart. All right, our second piece is entitled March Heroic. It kind of explains itself, so here we go with March Heroic. Thank you very much. Excuse me. Our next piece is a modern style piece entitled Expressions. It's a little bit slower, very flowy, connected, and we hope you enjoy Expressions. All right, our last piece, I really think you're going to enjoy. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, this is not from Game of Thrones. Don't think that'd be appropriate. However, the style, like kind of that mythical style is very apparent in this piece. This piece is entitled Right at Stonehenge. Everyone knows Stonehenge over in Wiltshire, England. Thousands of years old. Huge, huge stones, thousands of pounds. Very cool place. Very exciting piece. Right at Stonehenge. Okay, we're going to have this crew exit, and I'll bring in our 5th grade concert band. We'll try to get our electronics hopefully working. There's some cool slideshows that go along with that. So orchestra, head out that way, please, and you may please give them another round of applause. Okay, everyone. The first piece that we have for you this evening is entitled Carnival of Venice. Carnival of Venice is a piece that was written for the carnival in Venice. That happens. I know, we're not really, sometimes we really can't think of some, clever names, but this one works. Beginning of the year, January, Carnival is a celebration that leads up to, I think it's Lent, but this piece is just now played in many, many different kinds of arenas. So it is a trumpet feature in this arrangement. So all 5 of our trumpet players, our 4 from 4th grade and our 5th grade trumpet Matthew, get to be featured this evening. They've really done a really great job. So here is Carnival of Venice. And I'm sorry, we had 2 other 4th graders. As they're walking out, I'm going to embarrass them. We have Callista and Nick, 2 4th grade flute players that got to join for this piece as well. All right, we have power. Didn't quite work out this morning, so I'm very excited about this. The next 2 pieces were inspired by places in the United States. The first one is Crater Lake Overture, inspired by Crater Lake, Oregon. Little history about this national park, which is the 5th oldest national park in the United States. It was created about 7,000 years ago by a volcano. It was not an asteroid, I was wrong. It was a volcano, major explosion, and then it imploded. And we get the crater, snow, melting snow and rain filled it up, and we get Crater Lake National Park. So here's Crater Lake Overture. All right, our next piece is inspired by a place on the East Coast, Shenandoah National Park, located in Virginia. So this is a very different style of piece, hopefully a little bit more peaceful, serene. So here is Shenandoah. Okay, our final selection, thank you for, the final selection is March of the Nobles. And real quickly, thank you all so much. Thank you, parents and family, for your support of your children in learning a musical instrument. I know they really, really enjoy it. I hope you can tell they really enjoy it, because they are playing some really, really challenging, fantastic music. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Koala, for your support on everything and for being here. Mr. Waddell, thank you for everything, all the time. Great, thank you. Thank you to our Board of Ed. Thank you to our custodians for getting our concert hall set up for this evening. And thank you to our 5th grade and 4th grade teachers for their support. And thank you to Ms. Minor for hitting the space bar tonight. Thank you. And thank you. Have a great rest of your night. Here is March of the Nobles. And afterwards, your children have to take their instruments back to my room so we can do this one more time in the morning. And we'll see you next year in Fisher. Great, thank you. so much one more time. And I know it's late, so let's get these guys home to bed. Okay, Mr. Kowalik.
Thank you again for coming out this evening, and I would like to extend my thank you to Mr. Price for all that you do. And I'd like to introduce Denisha Hood, who is the president of the Lord Parent Association, who would like to say thank you to Mr. Price. So on behalf of the Lord Parent Association and the LPA, Mr. Price, thank you so much for all that you do.
All right, orchestra, head down and start packing up, please, unless you've already done so. Good? Okay, band, please exit, pack up, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Please get a good night's sleep. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Have a good night.